Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video on how to use PicMonkey because this is one of the ones that I use the most. So if I know I'm going to be posting about something, I try to make sure that I have a picture to go with whatever I'm posting about. And sometimes the picture really has nothing to do with what I'm doing. But usually, okay, so the first thing I'll do is find a background and picture that I'm wanting to use. So I had already gotten on my Facebook and found a picture that I wanted to use for the post that I'm making. So I have the picture saved onto my pictures in my folder, and then I just Googled a background. So then I just click this and save image as into the folder I want it to go to. So once you have those two things, you're going to go to PicMonkey.com. And when you go to PicMonkey, let me show you how to do this really quick from the beginning. So PicMonkey.com, I'm signed in, but you actually don't have to have an account. You can have a free account. I actually went ahead and just paid for the yearly account because you get a little bit, extra stuff. I think it's like $25 a year or something. So then you click design, and then you're going to go to my computer and open up the picture that you just saved. So then I'm also what I'm wanting to do is add a picture of me. I want to erase the background of it and just have like kind of a silhouette of me, and then I want to add add some wording. So I'm just going to click the little butterfly here. So I'm going to go here, and let's see, it's going to be this image. And so I've added that in there, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And so the next thing I'm going to do, I don't really know where I want to put myself yet, but I'm going to do eraser. And when you're just erasing, and sorry Sarah, I'm trying to just get this as one person on this side. And then, so what I want to do is just use the big eraser first and get rid of all the big stuff, and then do all the little stuff after. One of the most important things you want to do if you're doing this is try to see how my color background in both are almost the same. So then that way there's not a huge distinction between the two. If I had like a black background or a stark, color, you'd be able to see, the edges too well, and that'd be kind of not good. So now what I'm going to do is decrease the hardness, make it a little bit, well, I'll leave it right here for now and just decrease this. Probably want it about this size. And then what you can do is just zoom in here, wherever you're wanting to work. So, and if you do that, just click undo. So I've zoomed in here, so I'm just going to go around my body here, and where more of that blue is, I'm just going to make sure I focus on that. And if you get it, like say, see where I got it on my pants a little bit, don't worry about that. We'll fix that later. And we're just going to go around. And sometimes I like to increase the hardness on this, and that just means, it's not as soft around the edges if I'm really trying to get close to the edge of something, because I don't want it to have kind of like that, like I did here. I don't want that to keep happening, so I just increase the hardness a little bit. And you're going to erase a little bit of you or whatever you're trying to get the image of. Don't let that, worry you. People aren't that concerned with what you're doing here. So it is a little bit of a tedious process, but it's worth it once you get this done. And I'll kind of show you how you can add or save just this transparent little picture too. So then if you have an image you want to keep using over and over, you don't have to do this every single time, but that'll probably be in a different video, just so we don't have to spend too much time on this one. Okay, we're getting there. Like I said, this does take a little bit of time, but it is worth it. And again, I accidentally erased my arm, so we don't want that to happen. Okay. I was just so I really thought that this was my arm, so I just erased that one. Oh, whoa. Okay. And then now I'm just going to take it down a notch so then I can get in between here. really well. And this is where you're going to want to kind of zoom in a little bit more so that you make sure that you get all of those areas. So see, I missed some stuff over here. You can clean that up. And like I said, when you zoom out, this isn't going to be that noticeable. You know, all these little spots. I'm just a little OCD and like to make sure that I get most of it. But like I said, what's important is you want to try really hard to not get a background that's really stark, because like I said, what ends up happening is it's just too much of a difference and you can't get it right. It just seems like you keep doing it and it's not really showing up the way you want it to. So let me move down a little bit and we'll work on this bottom part. You can also do this in Photoshop. I've just found it's so much easier to do everything through here. Photoshop, there's really a learning curve, and it's expensive. It's a great tool to have. I mean, if you know how to use Photoshop, by all means, use Photoshop. But I think, and Photoshop does have some cool effects, and it makes it easier to do all this erasing I'm doing right now. They have something called a lasso effect, where it kind of just automatically is able to decipher what it needs to circle or whatever you're trying to get the background out of. So it is a nice feature to have if you have Photoshop. But I don't like to spend the time to get into Photoshop and add everything myself through there. So we're almost finished here. And let's make it tiny. And like I said, you're not going to get this perfect. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I kind of got that the best I could there. And don't worry if you've kind of went over some areas and erased stuff that you didn't want to erase, because we can fix that too. So while you're going through there, don't feel like you have to like start over if you've missed some spots, because I'll show you how to fix that really easily. So let me go ahead and zoom out here. So when you zoom out, it's really not too bad, honestly. So you can't really tell, like all those tedious little areas I was just working on weren't, as big of a deal as what you think they would be. Oops. Let me just get the few spots around here that I missed. Like I said, even though no one's going to notice this, it's going to bug me. So I'm going to make sure that I try to get as many spots as possible over here. Okay. So now that we've got that taken care of, I am going to, any of the spots that I accidentally erased that I really didn't want to erase, I'm just going to fix that really quickly. And you can kind of see kind of this blurry here. If it was a close-up image of me, I might have wanted to, so you're just going to click on this. I might have wanted to leave some of that softness because it's usually around your face and your hair. And that way there's not like a stark line, like I said, between the two. So you're just going to go back here, and I'm just painting back in the spots that I may have accidentally erased of myself. So do that. Oops. So see, I thought that I was a little bit, just smooth that out. Now that looks funny, so I know that I probably accidentally erased something here then. Okay, there we go. This is, and then I'm just going to go back through here with this. It is a little bit harder on your laptop, just because you're trying really hard to move this, so you can get all that right there. Oh, no. Gosh. I don't know how to get out of this. Where am I? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so like I said, that's what we'll do here. And I'm only spending a lot of time on this because I'm actually going to be using this. So at least you can see how long it takes to do this and get everything kind of right there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really want to change a whole lot. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom on out. All right, so now I'm happy with that, and now you can kind of move it around, make it bigger, do whatever you'd like with this. I'm probably going to see if you want to crop. Say this is something you might share on Instagram. I'm going to try to make it a square so that I make sure I have enough room for my wording. So whenever you do that, sometimes it makes you a little blurry. So if you need to make it, a little bit smaller, you can do that. And I'm just going to leave it just like this because I'm pretty happy with how that looks. And if you need to, adjust this or, change anything, you can always change that. All right, and then I want to add text. So I'm going to click on the little text box. Add text. And I'm just going to say, okay, so I don't even know if that's what I'm really going to post there, but that's what I'm going to do for now. So say I want this to be, centered, we'll just do this. And of course you can change it to any colors you'd like. And then you just go through here and pick a font that you like. I really like this one, so I've been using this one a lot lately. So I like that. And I might add something here, I'm not sure yet. And I always like to watermark my pictures. So I'll just put my website here, or you can put your Beachbody website. I'm gonna make that smaller. And I'll probably just place it here for now because I don't really know what I'm going to put here yet. And then if you want to add any like little banners or anything like that, what I will do is, like, especially if I'm posting on Instagram, it's really nice to have these arrows pointing down and say, read below for information. Like if I'm doing a call out for a challenge group. So you can do this, and then what I like to do is pick whatever color I want it to be. Say I want it to be red, because that's really kind of catchy there. And do that, kind of turn into a peach, but that's okay. So then I can say, in this little box, like read below or go to this. And then something else I do like to do a lot is use this little arrow. It's actually down in here. And it's in a weird spot. I'm not even sure how I found it. But I really like using this little arrow, especially in Instagram, because like I said, you can kind of point them, in the right direction where they need to look for information. And like say something like read below and make this a little faded. And say read below for more information or something like that. So anyway, then once you're done, you're just going to click save and save it to your computer. So I hope you guys got some good information from that. And I'll be trying to do these little updates of how to use social media in the future. And hopefully it'll work for you. All right, thanks guys.